Hi folks, by this time you should have the head looking about like this, okay? From here on out, what I did was I rounded off the body. Now I think the piece of wood I have here, I think is about 2 inches wide. It's a little thicker than I like it, so we may have to trim a little bit of this down. But we can always do that a little bit later. But this is how the tail will go, okay? So we're just going to do it like this right now, like we have it. Alright, so that's the next thing we're going to trim off is the back portion of this. So this portion here is going to come off next. So we're just going to trim this portion off. We're just shaping them up to get them ready for a lot of detail anyway. Okay, so we're just doing the top half first, and then we'll start rounding them off a little bit later. Okay, so we're trying just to establish, and then here too, you see this little portion here has to come off. So we're going to come right up like so. That's right. That's right, like that. Okay, and the same thing over here. We're just going to trim this portion off. You see how quick that came off? Didn't take much at all. Now we're going to go further, of course, but we're just getting an idea where things are going to go and how things are going to progress here. Because actually this gets tucked underneath. His tail comes out a little further. So now the next thing we're going to do also is we're just going to cut straight across here where the feet are. We're just going to go in just a little bit, just like so. Cut it in and cut that little piece out, just like so. Alright, now we may have to go in a little further next time, and then we're going to round this off up at the front, just rounding things off a little bit. Okay, and then we're going to round the back off here. Going to start rounding things off. We're going to take more off here, but we're just getting it shaped up. A little bit here, a little bit there. Doesn't hurt it. So you can begin to see it take place. Of course, the feet are going to be sticking out a little bit. I might do it at a diagonal so it gives a little bit more character. We'll get to that when we get there. You'll see. You know, I'm just doing this from nothing really, just a thought in my head of how I want to proceed with this. And then we're going to take this off up here a little bit, just like so. Alright. So now we're going to take this off back here. I want to be careful because you're constantly going against the grain. You have to be constantly mindful of how you're taking care of that, okay? And all this is going to be rounded off a little bit more, but we're going to take some more off here at the sides because it's way too thick. Just a little bit on either side for now. We'll try to do the same amount on each side. Okay. Alright, he's coming along. We're going to go working this neck area here because he's kind of stretching his neck out. So we're going to just kind of try to round this up here a little bit. Okay, same thing over here. At the same time, that's shaping up your head a little bit, getting that head a little bit rounded. So we've got to work towards that center line. We're going to go down a little further too. Okay. Go in both directions here like so. We'll get that all straightened out after a while here. Alright, see how you're starting to shape up a little bit, folks? Same thing over here. We're going to kind of do a half a cut on one side and then take it up on the other side. Sometimes when you get in those tight places you can't make that turn. This knife is not allowing me. Probably if I had another knife I could probably do that. I'm going to have to switch knives here probably. Now, the thing we're going to have to do is kind of see where that line is there and try to give me a guideline. Okay, I'm all about having guidelines for carving. Alright. Some people can do it without it. I think it's just safer to do it, especially if you're new. Or if you're a carver like me for a long time, you just feel a little more comfortable putting some lines on so you know what's what. I think this will be an interesting piece. Now, like I said, I have no idea what he's going to look like, folks. I have a general idea in my head. It's just will be interesting. Okay, so we'll keep going. He's shaping up okay, and we'll be back in a little bit.